Hi, I'm Ihor Bozhenko. You're on the Clover for Sales channel. Here, we show how luck can be turned into a system. In this video series, I'd like to address the sales team. Today, we'll continue talking about how our solution is a game changer, specifically by looking at onboarding and personal accounts. Buying habits today are different from what they used to be. Now, clients want to handle everything themselves. They watch videos, read, compare, and gather information. And here, it's important to understand one simple thing. Don't assume that B2B involves some different kind of people. Sure, his business card might say he's a marketing or IT director, but in real life, he's just a regular person. He dislikes pushy service just as much as anyone else. Most of his purchases are made online. He gets almost all his information through his smartphone, watches short videos, doesn't like talking on the phone, and usually prefers texting. So, there's no need to believe in stories about some mystical, secret negotiation techniques. It's actually much simpler than that. If you create a comfortable environment for the client, they'll want to work with you themselves and will stick around for a long time. The main thing here is not to get in the client's way when they're making decisions. Give them space to explore, figure things out, and see the benefits. Then, the conversation itself will follow a scenario that's favorable for you. Let's break down how a sales infrastructure helps in real work. First of all, you don't spend a lot of time learning about the product and how to work with it. You can start selling without that knowledge, learning as you go. Everything you need to work with the client is ready: videos, documents, a financial calculator, and an AI assistant. Your job isn't to figure out all the details yourself, but to give the client access to these materials so they can calmly look into what's important to them. Secondly, you always have a reason to start a proactive conversation. For example, the client watched a new video, added it to their favorites, or calculated the cost of a solution using the calculator. That's a great reason to reach out and offer your help. At the same time, you can always prioritize for yourself who to work with first. You can tell how engaged the client is with the topic by their behavior, and you can always tailor your conversation based on their current level of involvement. Now, let's talk about onboarding and client segmentation. Everything here is set up logically. Access to information is granted step by step. The more the client shares about themselves, the more information they get about you. There are 3 levels of access. The first is unregistered users. They can only watch videos. The second is registered users. After registering, they get access to downloading materials, adding videos to favorites, chatting with the AI assistant, and the ability to ask you questions directly. The third is registered company employees. Here, the client has access to financial tools and an expanded personal account. Let's take a closer look at this one. To start with, the client can save several different versions of documents. They can put together 3 configurations of commercial proposals, calculate the payback for each, and forecast the budget a couple of years ahead. But most importantly, they can share these calculations. Each prepared calculation is a separate private page with a full set of information, financial forecasts, tables, graphs, and charts. The client can invite their colleagues or management to show them their calculations. Another important point: while you can share a video or presentation simply via a link or by sending a file, inviting colleagues to view financial calculations works differently. To access the calculations, you need to invite the participant using their corporate email. And that means you get the contact information of those client employees who are getting involved in the process. You can see who received the invitation, who opened the file, and who became a registered user. This way, you gradually gain more and more accurate information about those who are actually involved in choosing the IT solution. And that's the real power of a sales infrastructure. You no longer waste time on endless explanations, preparing materials, and chasing scattered information. You're not left guessing about what's happening inside the client's company. And most importantly, the client's own employees gather all the necessary justifications for the purchase and share them internally. In fact, the client ends up preparing their own presentation on why they should work with you specifically. This was Ihor Bozhenko with you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave your comments. All the detailed information is on our website. The link is in the description. And remember, in sales, it's not magic or luck that makes the difference, but a system that consistently catches luck and manages it. See you all next time.